Hey guys, this is Jaden. Today we're talking about The Expanse, Season 5, Episode 5, episode titled Down and Out, because you know what? Our protagonists are going through it. They are feeling some type of way about the situation that they are in. Remember, this is a, no recap react, so if you haven't watched the episode, you should probably do that, and spoilers are going to be happening. Starting out, we're just going to hit up Amos and Clarissa. Even though Clarissa isn't really one of us, I mean, we might as well. Essentially, they're stuck. I like this aspect of showing essentially the rocks and how they've hit and how they've affected different parts of Seoul, essentially. I really do think that that's an important integral part, which makes The Expanse a very special show, because they are able to really encompass their world building and build out and then showcase the magnitude of it all. I think that is something that has really been one of the biggest strengths that The Expanse has had, and they really know how to control and manage and dance around with their characters better than most shows of this type. With Amos essentially being there with Clarissa, it's really just a question of when, not if they get off of the planet, because I really do see Amos getting off this planet. It just makes a lot of sense. He's not about to die here. We did have to deal with, cone check, which honestly, seeing that man get suplexed into the pit was just like, period. It was great. Loved it. However, I will point out the guard being named Rona. I didn't appreciate that. I'm watching TV to escape, not to revel in my problems. But yeah. Also, I think the meteorites hitting Earth really makes a lot of the protocols that everyone had to live by, those rules that people had set up for their lives, just go out the window. And because I believe the rock hit Philadelphia, and I'm pretty sure this prison, I am not sure if this prison is in Virginia. But I think it's in Virginia. Either way, I question whether Baltimore is alive. So I'm pretty sure that is where Amos would head, because why would you introduce all the Baltimore things and then you would introduce all the Eric things and not go back to Baltimore? Granted, Eric is going to have a fit, but I feel like we can all get over it over some rocks. So that's where I think that Amos is really going to be headed. I don't really have anything else for Amos. I just think his and Clarissa relationship is a lot stronger than I remember and from the prior seasons. And, I'm happy that Amos is getting this happiness because, he's our favorite pansexual psychopath. Let's just get into it with Alex and Bobby, because I think them being alone in space, having their own mission, being the Martians that they are, I really do like that Alex and Bobby are teamed up, because I think they represent two different sides of They represent very different sides on the Martian identity complex. To some extent, it's so funny because you can look at the past seasons and you realize Bobby would have so much of a problem with Alex, right? Bobby did have a problem with Alex in the beginning until she basically got thrown out and all that stuff happened to her. But it just kind of sucks because Bobby was the good Martian, and she had to really realize that everything was going to go to waste, and she had to go through that period of grieving. While Alex had always been I'm doing this because I have to, not because I don't care about Mars, yada 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 yada. And the thing about that is I'm really thinking about it's wild that now they've had such a polar opposite switch, but they've kind of become more entrenched into their points. Except Alex is now realizing that the death of Mars is something that he has to, realize for himself. But Bobby has become so in herself and so calloused about her decisions when it comes to Mars. And I think it's because she really does love Mars, so she wants to protect Mars, but at the same time, it's it just sucks that she has to go through this. And she went through so much of it, pretty much alone. And then we have Alex just doing what he can, because this is what he's been doing for the past 4 or 5 seasons. He's been doing what he can. So Alex essentially, tracking the ship, and then sacrificing the ship, it just kind of sucks. Also, you would think in the past couple years they wouldn't have outfitted this thing with some guns. I mean, I'm pretty sure putting a nice little railgun on it or something would not have ruined the speed of it at all. I mean, with the amount of like crap they put on Rocinante and upgrades they've added to the Rocinante, you can't add a small little, gun on the ship somewhere, because them injecting the core is just like, damn, y'all are lost in space. You have all these ships. You could easily help Avasarala help the rest of the the universe. And it just kind of sucks that they're now just lost in a drift. And I think that brings up some interesting conundrums on where I think it could go. I think that they could either end up being caught by Drummer's crew, or they somehow fall into like somebody else's mess, right? But I really do think the possibility of them running into Drummer is really high. But also I think the possibility of Naomi running into Drummer is very high. I think that, well, both those things can actually be true when I think about it, because if they catch Alex and they get Bobby, if they get Alex and Bobby, they could easily have that meeting with Marco and then somehow rescue Naomi. Because if we're being honest, switching over to Naomi, there's no way, no how Naomi is getting off that damn ship without like someone helping her. And Drummer is probably the closest and probably only ally, unless Marco does something so stupid, or unless Philip all of a sudden comes around. They're not getting off of that damn ship. I do appreciate Naomi being Naomi. However, I think she's being very impetulant, and I think that she just doesn't like being caged. She doesn't like being trapped, and I think that we've all known that. Naomi doesn't like being trapped at all. And when she's trapped, she's gonna fight. And I think that she's being stupid, right? I think her trying to kill Marco and stab him was dumb. I don't think that she reveled in the situation that she was in. I don't think that she thinks things through outside of herself, to be completely honest, in this instance. And maybe it's the fact that maybe because she's back with Marco and she's trapped in a situation she can't think of anyone else, but that was dumb. Essentially, Philip saved her life twice, right? Twice. Get a clue. Obviously, Philip has some issues with you, but like, he doesn't hate you. He cares to some extent. He doesn't want to see you die. So like, listen to this man. But like, the whole thing between Sign and Coral, Karal, those two essentially are interesting in their own right? So Sign just realized, like, I had to do what I had to do in order to live. I was about to die, I'm sorry, and I tried my best, but like, you need to realize that Philip is also just doing what he has to do, because I think Philip was actually secretly afraid of his father also. Not secretly. He's learned how to play his part really well, but he's afraid of his father. But Coral, or whatever her name is, she just really doesn't like Naomi, and we understand that. And I think she brings up a valid point that Naomi thinks she's smarter than people, and which is true. Naomi's superiority complex comes through immensely, even though she can cold switch like a belter. I don't know where I was going with that again. I'm so sorry. Even though she can cold switch like a belter, it doesn't come out. She thinks she knows what's best for everyone else, and who put her in that position that she should be making that for anyone, right? Which, I don't know. I do appreciate that she got that message out to Holden, because I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. And I was thinking the entire time, it's like, Sakai was on the Rocinante programming crap. I would not trust her work to be just fine. So, just got it. That was also, Sakai also said that foreshadowing of like, see you when you get back. I'm pretty sure the only reason why the Belters even went into space initially was to find new riches or work or something like that, because the Inners were not able to protect them or give them solace. But because of that, they've created like these immense tribalistic like factions, and at the core of it, there's nobody more tribalistic than the frickin' OPA. So the question is, not even a question, more of the answer. The answer is from Marco's standpoint is like, okay, so how do I get their attention? How do I get them to understand that we're not going to take it anymore? We're not going to take it anymore. Like, why would they listen to us? if I didn't have like a nuclear threat, the protomolecule. So I'm understanding, I'm getting the point, I see that, and I get it. He's really just trying to fight for his people, and that's a noble cause, and we do love an antagonist. And really, is he an antagonist? In this type of show, is he really the antagonist? Like, that is a really big question. Like, is he? Because I feel like in this, he's really just a revolving character. Because, like, you can really judge his motives, you can judge his motivations, and say, like, oh, well, he hit Earth with rocks, he destroyed Mars' things, he's been operating, he's been the smuggler, he's been doing this, he's doing that, he's been going against Fred Johnson. You can look at all these things and be like, oh my God, he's a bad guy. But then I'm looking back at him like, honestly, this man is just trying to fight for his people's freedom. Albeit a little crazy, a little bit too much for my taste, you know, a little too much boom, boom, boom for me. But at the same time, if no one's going to listen to you, you got to make a ruckus. So, I don't know. I guess that's just my whole entire feeling. I guess I just really made a whole feeling on Marco. But, yeah, so Naomi essentially stopping Holden from, like, you know, turning on the Rocinante, because I think they were going to go track the protomolecule or something like that. I don't really know. Also, I want to know is who is in charge of Tycho Station. I would think it would have to be Bull at this point, but I'm not even entirely sure on that, and probably not because, you know, for some reason, Sakai was really pointing out, I was like, the Earth is in space, they're messing with us, they need to stay home, go home. And I'm like, at the core of it, you're all humans just with different capabilities. I get the whole idea of creating your own subculture within space and, you know, the tribalism becoming tribalism. But I mean, I get where they're coming from. I do think that aspect of it, of like, the Earth is in the Martians need to stay home. They can't leave their atmosphere. That is where their reign ends. You know, I don't understand that aspect of it. Like, I just, like, how about y'all just share the resources? Granted, Earth and Mars wouldn't have given the opportunity, but I don't know. It just seems really stupid. And I feel like that would have been a problem on the on the Martian and Earther part of it than anything else. Because I'm pretty sure the Belter would have been perfectly fine. Well, maybe not, because we have Marco. So, I don't know. I really do think that the only thing that can save Naomi, though, is Drummer. I think Amos is probably going to head towards Baltimore. Alex and Bobby are drifting in space, so they're probably going to end up meeting up. I feel like Drummer's the only person that could possibly like get them out of space. And this seems to be a season where this is really, we're going to have some interesting character choices between people. There's also a whole thing of this being really the stopgap before like the rising action as we get to it, because this is literally the middle of the season at this point, because we're on episode 5. So I really do see episode 6 being more of the okay, part 2 of the stopgap, but like more of a, we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do now. And I think next episode we'll probably focus on a little bit more on Avasarala, because we didn't get any Avasarala this episode. And I do think that Avasarala's response in regards to the UN is more, is granted more like importance. And I don't think that they're gonna get the ship things out for a while. I think that because I don't think Alex and Bobby getting that ship thing out, it's not gonna come out for a while. So I think Holden right now is stuck on Tycho until they can figure out how to deprogram the core, whatever the hell happened to it. I don't know. I'm excited nonetheless. I'm really happy about this show. Oh my God, I love The Expanse. It's just so good, right? But yeah, anyway, that's my episode. Appreciate it. If you want to have a conversation, really love to have a conversation in the comments below. Give me a like if you like it. If you don't, well, I don't know, let me know, I guess. Or why you're watching my video. But like, if you stayed this long. And if you stayed this long, please subscribe. Why not? I mean, I'm bringing it to you every week. I'm bringing it to you the entirety of every time. So let me know. I'll talk to y'all later. I'll see y'all.